The following story happened to Emily on her way to her grandmother's funeral in Texas in 2018 at the age of 19. The sun hung low in the endless Texas sky, casting long shadows across the barren landscape. My name is Emily, a 19-year-old girl on a somber journey across the vast expanse of the Lone Star State to attend my grandmother's funeral. It was the late summer of 2018, and fate had other plans for me. As I drove through the desolate desert, my car betrayed me, sputtering to a halt on the side of a lonely highway. Panic set in as I realized the isolation of my surroundings. The oppressive heat seemed to intensify, and I could feel the weight of the emptiness around me. With a heavy heart, I decided to abandon my unreliable vehicle and started walking, hoping to hitch a ride to the next town. Miles passed beneath my worn-out sneakers, the unforgiving sun beating down on me. Just when desperation began to gnaw at my resolve, a car appeared on the horizon. Relief washed over me as the vehicle drew closer, and a middle-aged man rolled down the window, offering assistance. His eyes, however, sent shivers down my spine, piercing, cold orbs that seemed to penetrate my very soul. Despite my instincts urging caution, I gratefully accepted his offer for a ride. As we drove, the man's conversation took an eerie turn. He spoke of strange occurrences in the desert, tales of lost souls, and mysterious disappearances. Unease settled in the pit of my stomach, and I couldn't help but glance nervously out the window at the endless expanse of sand and scrub. Abruptly, he veered off the main road, claiming it was a shortcut to the next town. Alarm bells rang in my head as we traveled down a winding, desolate path. The landscape became increasingly unfamiliar, and the man's intentions grew murkier with each passing mile. An ancient camper van emerged from the dust, standing alone in the wilderness like a relic from another time. It was adorned with faded symbols and strange markings that hinted at a malevolent history. It became painfully clear that this was not the route to the town, but a sinister detour into the unknown. Fear gripped me as the man pulled the car to a stop beside the weathered camper. He turned to me with a chilling grin, revealing teeth yellowed and jagged, like those of a predatory animal. His voice, a low and guttural growl, made offers that no sane person would consider. Panic set in as I realized the gravity of the situation. I was alone, stranded in the middle of nowhere with a stranger whose intentions were anything but pure. Summoning every ounce of courage, I feigned gratitude and compliance, biding my time until the opportune moment presented itself. The man, seemingly satisfied with his control over the situation, unlocked the camper door, gesturing for me to enter. Once inside, the air grew thick with the musty scent of old leather and decay. The camper's interior seemed to close in on me, a claustrophobic prison that echoed with the whispers of a troubled past. Shadows danced across the worn-out curtains, their movements almost sentient. As the man busied himself with some obscure task, I seized the moment to make my move. The camper creaked and groaned like a living, malevolent entity, adding to the surreal horror of the situation. Quietly, I slipped out of the camper, my heart pounding in my chest. The vast desert stretched out before me, a harsh reminder of the perilous journey that lay ahead. With each step, the fear of being pursued spurred me forward. I navigated the unforgiving terrain, guided only by the distant glow of a small town on the horizon. The desert night concealed me like a shroud, but the echoes of my footsteps reverberated through the silence, a haunting reminder of my vulnerability. As I stumbled through the darkness, I heard the distant hum of an engine. Dread filled my chest as I turned to see the man's headlights in the distance. Panic surged through me, but instinct kicked in, and I veered off the path, finding refuge behind the jagged rocks that dotted the landscape. Crouched in the shadows, I watched as the man's car passed by, the headlights scanning the desert like predatory eyes searching for prey. I held my breath, praying he wouldn't spot me. The minutes stretched into eternity until finally, the headlights disappeared into the night. Hours passed, and exhaustion threatened to consume me. Just as doubt began to creep in, the welcome sight of civilization emerged on the horizon. I stumbled into the town, disheveled and shaken but alive. The nightmare in the desert haunted my dreams for nights to come. I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The memory of those piercing eyes and jagged teeth etched into my mind. The journey to my grandmother's funeral became a harrowing part of my life I'll never forget. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell for more content. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one.